Hello, good morning, everyone. Today we are going to start class 8, chapter number 12, Science, Light and Vision from Bharti Bhavan book. What is light? In lower classes, you have studied that light is something which help us to see objects. Here we will define it in this way. Light is a form of energy which causes in us the sensation of vision. That means we are able to see things because of light. If light is not there, we will not be able to see. Imagine yourself to be in a dark room, or you can do the experiment also. Go to a room at night and let all the light switches be off. Are you able to see anything? No. Now switch on the light. When you are switching on the light, that also you are doing by imagination, by thinking, by you are knowing from before that in this part there is a board, here is the switch. You may not be able to see the board and the switch also, but by imagination, by knowing, you have the knowledge because you have been going to your room many a time earlier, you have gone, so you know where is the board and where is the switch. So you are switching on that and you are able to see the other things now. So now in this chapter we are not going to only to study about the light, we are going to study about the various phenomenon of light. Now we will study little more in this chapter. We will study about reflection. What is reflection? When light falls on an object, then three things occur. When light falls on an object, now I am not telling the definition, first I am giving you the explanation that whenever light falls on an object, three things occur. Either the light is absorbed, or reflected, or refracted. So out of those three things, first we will study about absorption. So when light falls on an object, a part of it is absorbed by that object. You know the meaning of absorption. Now second is light is reflected. So now we will study about reflection. So when light falls on an object, some of it bounces off the object. That means after striking, the light returns to the same side from which the light was coming. So the bouncing of light at a surface is called reflection. If you want to define light in a reflection in a simple way, you can define in this way that when light moving from a medium comes back into the same medium on hitting a surface, then it is known as reflection of light. And we will study here that different medium reflect different amount of light depending upon the nature of its material and the nature of the surface on which light falls. All surfaces reflect light. All surfaces reflect light, but different medium reflect different amount of light depending on the nature of its material and the nature of the surface on which light falls. For example, shiny, smooth surfaces such as mirror reflect light better than dull, rough surfaces such as wall or a sheet of paper. That means those surfaces which are smooth, which are shiny, example is being given here as a mirror, they reflect light in a better way, while other surfaces such as sheet of paper, wall, or rough ground, etc., all reflect light in a different way. When the beam of light falls on a smooth surface, see the diagram here. When a beam of light, beam means what? So many rays are there. A collection of rays is known as a beam. So when a beam of light falls on a smooth surface and the rays of light are reflected in a particular direction, and after reflection also the rays of light, that means the beam of light is parallel to each other, then this type of reflection is known as regular reflection. So how we define regular reflection? The type of reflection when the parallel beam of light striking a surface, smooth surface, after reflection is also parallel to each other is known as regular reflection. And this type of reflection usually takes place from smooth surfaces, example mirror, and the image formed is much clear. We will see clear image being formed there. A highly polished surface and a smooth surface, they reflect almost all light falling on them, and so the reflection is a regular reflection. Next we have another one. You can see in the diagram here, it has been shown to us that the rays of light which are striking this surface are parallel to one another. The beam of light is parallel. The rays of the beam of light is parallel to one another. But the surface is not smooth. It is rough. You can see up and downs. And after reflection, the rays of light, they are not parallel to one another. The rays of light or the beam of light which is striking this is a parallel, but after reflection it is not parallel, and such type of reflection we call it as irregular reflection, or another term is diffuse reflection. So how do we define irregular reflection? When a beam of light strikes an uneven surface and after reflection the beam of light is not parallel to each other, then such type of reflection is known as irregular reflection or diffused reflection. And in this type of reflection, either we will see unclear image or no image at all. Reflection from a plane mirror is an example. You can see here, it has been shown to us here that a mirror is placed and in front of that this puppy is sitting, and we are seeing that the clear image of the puppy is being formed in this mirror. So this is a regular reflection. Here also reflection is taking place, but it is not as much clear as the case of a mirror. In front of this plate, the puppy is sitting. Its image we can see in the plate, but in this steel plate we cannot see this as much clear image as we can see here in this part. So this is also an example of reflection, but this is an example of irregular reflection, diffuse reflection. This is an example of a regular reflection. So what we conclude, that The metal is extremely smooth and forms the reflecting surface of the mirror. The smooth surface ensures the light fallen on it undergoes regular reflection. That is why you see a clear, bright image on an object in a mirror. So, in a mirror, we are able to see the clear image. Apart from mirror, images are found by shiny surfaces like those of metal utensil, as we saw that plate in the last page. Since the surface of the utensils are not as much smooth as that of a mirror, the rays reflected from it from its surface get diffused. Therefore, the image formed is not clear and bright as that found by a mirror. Also, as the surface of the utensil gets scratched with use, the reflections from its surface gets more diffused, so image is formed not much clear. Gets more and more hazier. That means more and more unclear. Now, before we study about the terms related to reflection, let us see first a reflection case. Suppose a ray is striking a surface, and this is a plane surface, a smooth surface. We may call it a mirror. And when it is striking, after striking, it is returning this way. So, this is the diagram showing reflection of light. Now we will study about the terms. So the ray of light which is falling on a surface, that ray is known as incident ray. So a ray of light falling on a surface is called incident ray. And when the ray of light is striking the surface, then after striking it is reflecting, it is going back in the same medium. So this ray of light which is reflected off the surface is called reflected ray. So how do we define reflected ray? The ray of light which falls on an object is called incident ray. And the ray of light which get bounced or reflected from the surface of an object is called a reflected ray. Now, in this diagram, you can see a third line being drawn here at this point O. So the point O is what? This is the point of incidence. That means at this point only the ray of light is coming and is striking this surface, and from the same point it is reflecting. So at this point a line is drawn which is perpendicular or 90 degree, and this is called normal. This is called normal. So how do you define normal? We define normal in this way, that the perpendicular line drawn to the surface at the point of incidence is known as normal. In this diagram, you can also see that it has been marked, this part has been marked with I, small I, and this part you can see has been marked with small r. So what does this I indicate? I is the angle of incidence and r is the angle of reflection. So how do we define angle of incidence? The angle made, you see here, where is this angle? The angle is between this incident ray and between the normal. So you define it in this way: the angle made by the incident ray with the normal is called the angle of incidence. And how do we define Angle of reflection, the angle made by the reflected ray with the normal is called angle of reflection. We denote angle of incidence with small I and angle of reflection with small r. Now one more thing I would like to tell you here, that an angle is being made by this incident ray with the mirror also. Here in your book it has not been given. This angle is known as glance angle of incidence. So how do we define glance angle of incidence? The angle made by the incident ray with the mirror or the reflecting surface is known as the glance angle of incidence. GLANCE, glance angle of incidence. In the same way, you can see an angle being made here between the reflected ray and the reflecting surface or the mirror. So this angle is known as glance angle of reflection. So how do you define glance angle of reflection? The angle made by the reflected ray with the mirror or the reflecting surface is known as the glance angle of reflection. That means angle of incidence and glance angle of incidence together make up 90 degree. Similarly, angle of reflection and glance angle of reflection together make up 90 degree, because this is a straight line and the total angle is 180 degree. And I have told you this NO is the normal perpendicular line. That means this side it is 90 degree and this side also it is 90 degree. Angle I, that means angle of incidence, and glance angle of incidence together will make up 90 degree. Angle of reflection and glance angle of reflection will together make up 90 degree. Next we come to the laws of reflection. That means there are some rules, there are some laws which the reflection of light follows. So there are mainly two laws. The first law is that the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. So here what we saw, angle of incidence, angle of reflection, both are equal. So finally we can tell the glance angle of incidence is also equal to glance angle of reflection, because together these two make 90 and these two also make 90. When one part of them is equal, that means the other part will also be equal. You can understand in this way. Suppose this is 30 degree, angle of incidence is 30 degree, then angle of reflection will also be 30 degree. Now this angle of incidence and glance angle of incidence make up 90 degree, then glance angle of incidence will be what? 90 minus 30, 60. Similarly this side you see this is 90 degree and this angle of reflection is 30 degree, so 90 minus 30 minus 60, so glance angle of reflection is also 60. That's why I told the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection and glance angle of incidence is equal to glance angle of reflection. So first law says that the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Now the second law says that the incident ray, the reflected ray and the normal at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. That means you can see here what we have drawn: the incident ray, the reflected ray, the normal at the point of incidence all have been drawn in the same plane, this sheet of paper, or when you are doing experiment you will have get the result in the same plane. That's why it has been told that the incident ray, the reflected ray, the normal at the point of incidence all lies in the same plane. So today we will see up to here only. Next part of this chapter we will see in another video. Will study nicely. Wish you all the best. Thank you.